Previous episodes, we've been talking about writing task one and why many candidates, even though their English is good, get stuck on band six. Today, I'm going to look at another reason why that may be happening, and that's even coverage. Why even coverage keeps you at band six. So what does even coverage mean? Well, even coverage means treating all information as the same, as equally important. We know we have to talk about all the key features, we have to do that, but it doesn't mean we have to report them as exactly the same. So let's have a look at what even coverage looks like to an examiner. Imagine you're looking at a graph and there are three categories, one dominant trend and two minor changes. So that's the graph we're thinking about. First, let's check out a typical band 6 answer, or a typical band 6 response. So this is going to be accurate, but it's evenly weighted. What do I mean? Let's have a look. Country A increased from 20 to 60, country B remained stable at around 40, and country C decreased slightly from 50 to 45. All the information we can say is accurate, but nothing's been prioritized. Nothing's telling you what's most important. It's all the same. It's evenly reported. And that's not how examiners expect you to write or think. They expect something else, like this. Overall, country A experienced a substantial increase over the period, while the figures for country B and C showed a minor change by comparison. Now notice what's mentioned first. What does substantial mean? It's big. And what does minor mean? It's small. What comes first? So this person has organized his answer to have priority. Prioritize what's most important first, the big. And this is called relative importance. What's relatively important? What should be prioritized over something else in your essay? So relative importance is important because it's clear. So it shows you clearly that that one trend is dominant by putting it at the beginning and stressing the main feature. And then all the other points are contextualized. They're reported within the context of that dominance. Now let's look more specifically at key features and what's called data points. So key features we know are the things that you must include in your essay. It's part of the descriptors for task one, that you have to report all the main or key features. So let's look at the key features. A key feature is a sharp rise, a clear dominance, a major contrast. So what's all that? They're very big and they're clear. Now let's look at what data points actually are. Well, data points are something else. They're small changes or minor fluctuations or a supporting number. Therefore, key features, the most important features, are the big things. And every little small detail we can refer to as a data point. With this in mind, examiners expect you to cover all the key features, as we've seen. So that's the most important thing an examiner's looking for. Therefore, it's the most important thing you must write in your task one. Stress its importance. After that, you can use the small things, the data points, and use them selectively to support what you're writing. As an example, let's look at a common band 6 paragraph. In 2000, A was 30, B was 40, and C was 50. 2010, A rose to 45, while B stayed at 40, and C fell to 48. In 2020, A reached 60, B remained unchanged, and C declined further to 45. Okay, so this comes across as reporting information almost like a list. There's no priority given in what you've written. Now let's look at the very same information, but given that priority, given that relative importance with a hierarchy. So let's have a look. While all three countries began the period at relatively similar levels, country A rose dramatically over time, ending far higher than the others. It rose dramatically, it's big. By contrast, country B showed almost no variation, and country C experienced only a gradual decline. So you've given relative importance and priority to the dramatic part, the big part of country A, and then you've mentioned the smaller data points after that. But most important is the key feature. That's what we see in this version. So it still covers all three countries like the previous answer, and it still shows the data accurately, we can say. Difference is this one clearly signals what matters most. What's the most important? So you've organized the essay to show what's most important first. Then the smaller things can come towards the end. So that's why even coverage limits your score. Being even in what you're writing in task one doesn't tell me much. It just writes like a list. And the examiner thinks, well, this candidate does understand the chart, but they don't know what to do with it. They understand what's there on the paper, but they don't understand what then to do with it, to show me what's most important. Therefore, the difference between a band 6 task 1 writing and a band 7, well, a band 6 writing reports information. It just reports it. It doesn't organize it. And band 7 writing directs the examiner. It tells the examiner what to look at first. So it doesn't just list the years in order. It takes the information and organizes it so that you point the examiner to the key features first. So your IELTS score is still not improving, perhaps because your foundational English may not be strong enough, or even you don't know what the examiner is looking for when he checks your writing or he listens to your speaking. Well, why not check out some of the courses I've got available? And they look at just this, the foundational language to succeed in IELTS, and also understanding what the logic of the examiner is and what he's looking for when you sit that exam. You can check out all the links below to my courses, and there are also some free resources. You can download an IELTS speaking vocabulary book, for example. All right, so check them out today, and I'll see you there.